For the king, for he lives on. I'm glad I came back and did this, and I'm glad I forgot to hit record the first time I played this, because that saying changes every time. Of course, I gotta do this again. I did this the first time, but I gotta, bash my head against the wall. Just don't worry about this. I'll get through eventually. Yeah. Now, you can't actually get through the wall. But I'm trying to recreate that because I totally... This is a short game called The Last Oath. And it is a short game. I know that because I've already played through it. And I've already said my piece, but I didn't record, so now I gotta try to recreate that. Hopefully this time around is better because I already have the history to play on, but it's not my first reaction of everything. So it's not a huge deal, and you'll see why. But we'll just go on with this. To be a flower must be nice. Now, I did find out during my first time through this that the spacebar and the W key do the exact same thing. They both are your interact key. I think E even does it too. But there's no mouse, it's all just keyboard. You use A and D, and then the spacebar. So I can use this hand, it's gonna flail it in your face. But anyway, this game is very short, but I love the art style. Yeah, so very cool game, very short game. I love the art style, as I said before, and it uses a lot of yellows and browns and looks really cool. The contrast between the yellows and browns and then the blacks and grays of the background and the foreground are really cool. I missed one. This guy. A lost soul. Oh, I missed the doors too. So there's not a whole lot to interact with. There's a few doors, that guy, a couple other things. But they give you very little context. It's been abandoned. Why is it abandoned? Why is there a lost soul hanging from a tree? I thought that was a creature when I first saw it. It doesn't look human. But then if you look at my character, I guess there's similarities with how the arms look. And so I guess it could be. No one is answering. So, this guy's obviously a knight of some kind. Why he has the Ghost Rider Flamehead, I still don't know. There's not a whole lot of answers in this game, and a lot of questions. Answers none of them. But funny moment. I kind of wish there was like a bird, like a raven that. This windmill is used to grind wheat and grains for bread. It won't be used anymore. So another context clue there is there's just nothing. Nothing. No one's here. There's that one body, and that's it. And he's in a cage. So many questions. And no answers, right? I believe this building is not interactable. So all the other doors you could kind of interact with. This one does not. Prior to clicking, there's nothing. But we're approaching what looks to be a castle, right? Cool looking. Again, art style's fantastic. The banners look cool. Everything just looks good. And my first thought was, hey look, a door. The gate's open, maybe I can go inside. Doesn't light up, but nothing happens. But if we just continue to the left here, we start to see this statue, okay? The statue, one, very big statue, two, it looks similar. The biggest similarity, obviously, is the sword. If you look close enough, my sword is the exact same sword that this statue is holding. The armor is slightly different, but the sword is exactly the same. And I can't go past this point. So this is what it leads up to. And the statue lights up, you interact with it, You stick the sword in the ground and then for the king. And you collapse. And you're dead. You're gone. That's it. And that's the game. The scene pops up, and 2,492 souls have kept the last oath. Whatever the last oath is. The last oath, we can probably assume, is to return the sword to its rightful spot. Why? We don't know. Again, so many questions, and my author brain is just like, okay, like here, new, his name carved in time. New. It's a new saying. And I don't have time to go through all and get every single little quote at the bottom of that opening, but they offer more clues to what's going on in this game. And man, as I was going to say before that popped up, my author brain just wants to know more of the world, like what happened to the people. Why am I a ghost rider like character with a fire skull head carrying the king's sword back to the statue? And why is that my last oath, as I'm assuming a knight of this realm, to do that? You know, I wish to be a flower, being simple, keep life simple and easy. Nobody's around anymore. So was there some sort of big apocalyptic event that erased everybody except me? Am I returning from the afterlife to fulfill the last oath? Is that something I'm bound to? There's like, you know, there's so many questions about what's going on here, and I really wanted to know more of who this character is and why the number of people who've kept the last oath matters, because that number doesn't increase as I continue going through it. I can go through this game 100 times and that number will stay the same, because my playthrough only counts once. So my guess is it tallies everybody who's played the game, which is the 30 whatever thousand people, 3,000 whatever people, sorry, not 30,000. But what does it all mean? And maybe this developer of this short little game has something else in store, or maybe this is literally all it's meant to be, just a big open-ended question. It's like an idea almost, right? Like this last oath drives this character for some reason. Is it his dedication to the king or to the kingdom, or both? Is it some sort of like blood sorcery binding agreement that allows him to permeate death, at least temporarily, to return the sword to its rightful spot? And what happens when that sword is returned? Does it then eventually get passed on to somebody else who's able to rebuild the world? Because the world is obviously empty right now, whatever that means, however that happened. And because I love worlds and creating them and exploring them, I want to know what happened. And I want to know what will happen, because we've fulfilled our last oath. And maybe the number of people who've returned the sword matters, and once it reaches a certain number, then something happens. Maybe the statue glows and then it enacts, I don't know, in a reverse card, and then the whole death of the population reverses, kind of like with Endgame, where they go back in time and instead of Thanos snapping the universe, they snap Thanos. I don't know. But either way, I'll leave this here. I don't have a lot more time. I don't want to wake the baby up again. He's sleeping. I want to try to get a few more things recorded today. So if you have questions about this, put them down below. See if they're the same as me. If you have answers, I'd love to know more. If there are answers out there. If there's not, then maybe some will come later. But with that all being said, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or queries, concerns, even insults, I'll take it. Whatever. Put it down below. That's what it's there for. And yeah, we'll see if some answers come to these numerous questions. And we'll see what I get on the way out here in regards to the final saying. Because my brain just wants to know more. In wake of his legend, there's so much more. Why is this king legendary? I don't know.